Let's take a look at your weather for today and for the next couple of days, coming to you from BCN's Weather Center. We have this frontal system that went through earlier in yesterday. Front was very weak, didn't change any dynamics at all, continued to move south, and then we've got the really more potent frontal system that's coming in. This front is actually bringing snow in Georgia, in the Georgia mountains and in Atlanta area, bringing quite a bit of rain into the Florida panhandles, and it shall be moving towards the southeast and crossing over the Abacos sometime. I'll tell you about when it is expected to occur. Let's show you how these things have been doing over the past 12 hours, and you can see the actual motion of this frontal system as it moves down towards the southeast. And this front that comes in off the Texas Galveston area into the Florida panhandle with a low pressure center coupled along the frontal system, extending out of the Gulf of Mexico, bringing a lot of southwesterly flow and bringing moisture along with that frontal system. So they're getting quite a bit of showers into the northern Florida area. Some of that's going to make its way into the Bahamas. Not a great deal, not as much as what we had with the frontal system on Thursday evening. So we're expecting this to be a much lighter, more milder frontal system. Here's how it looks on our infrared satellite technology. Most of the cloudiness out of the way right now across the Bahamas. A beautiful day to be flying across the nation. Have some clouds between the northeast Providence Channel. Let me bring it a little closer so you'll see how it's really working. Some clouds over North Grand Bahama there. Few scattered clouds. Some clouds down between McLeanstown and Foxtown. Some cloud coverage down between Mayaguana and Turks and Caicos. Otherwise, some really scattered stuff. Some out there across San Salvador as well. You can see some clouds out there around the San Salvador area. Ragged Island is clear today as well as we look on this satellite imagery. So once again, just a few scattered clouds. Should be a really nice day for flying across this nation. Now, traveling back to Florida, it'll be nice during the morning and into the afternoon with some clouds building into the afternoon hours with this arrival of that frontal system with some prefrontal activity that's expected to occur. No rain showing up on the radar. The rain is in the Gulf of Mexico, making its way towards the southeast along that frontal system as it continues to move southeast. Today's winds 10 to 15 knots from the northeast and east. They'll be clocking around east-southeast, increasing 20 to 30 knots tonight in advance of the approaching frontal system in the Abacos and also Grand Bahama. Your winds are slightly higher starting out the morning, 15 to 20 from the northeast. We here in Abaco looking at mostly 15 to 20. Now, Cooperstown, you're also getting 15 to 20 early today, and into Walkers and Grand Key, you're getting 15 to 20, while we here in Hopetown and Cherokee should get 10 to 15, but it's very possible that Murphy and Dunderstown, even Marsh Harbor, could get 20 to 30 because the divide line there is 77 west. West of 77 west, you've got Grand Bahama, and that's 15 to 20. You got Cooperstown and all of those locales. 10 to 15 knots in Eleuthera, 10 to 15 knots in the southeast Bahamas. Bimini and the Berries should also see some 20 to 30 knots increasing as we go on in the evening. Bimini and the Berries should also see 15 to 20 starting out early today. Daytime high temperatures averaging around 78 degrees. Tonight's low in the mid 60s, low 70s in the southeastern Bahamas. So it's a mild day. It's typical for winter this time of year. Here's your frontal forecast. Here tomorrow evening, that front should be just between, that's tomorrow morning, sorry, the front should be just around Lake Okeechobee. You can see the prefrontal activity now should be reaching Abaco and Grand Bahama by early tomorrow morning. So you might have to dodge a shower or two as you wake up tomorrow morning. Those of you that have to exercise early, I don't think you're going to make that in Grand Bahama. You in Abaco and Nassau and Eleuthera that exercise early, you should be okay. You might have to dodge a little shower, but nothing like Grand Bahama. You'll get a little bit more. Tomorrow, these winds will be 15 to 20 knots in advance of the front. Once the front system goes through, the winds will shift around to the northeast and blow increasing 15 to 20 straight through the day. 15 to 20 knots in the nation's capital, south to southwest. 15 to 20 knots all the way down in the southeast Bahamas in advance of the front. Once the front goes through, you'll notice the rotation of the winds from the west and northwest, and they'll quickly rotate to the northeast. So we're not going to have the extended flow from the northwest as you see in previous fronts. The winds will clock around because the high pressure is behind that into the northeast. Here's what we're looking at for tomorrow evening. The front should have gone through Abaco sometime on early evening on Tuesday. Sometime around 4 o'clock, the front should have gone through Grand Bahama. It should go through you around 2 in the afternoon, around just after midday, as it makes its way towards the southeast. And by tomorrow evening, the front should be lying between the northeast Providence Channel, making its way down to the nation's capital and into the into the central Bahamas for tomorrow evening. By Wednesday morning, the front should be southeast of Georgetown and Ragged Island, continuing in the southern Bahamas. The winds up and down the islands will be 15 to 20 knots from the northeast, rather quickly again rotating around to the northeast. On Thursday, continued blow 15 to 20 knots from the northeast, 15 to 20 knots up and down the coast on Thursday. All right, here's your boating forecast for today. If you're going to stay on the inside into the flats, you should be okay for boating activity today. 10 to 15 knots northeast to east, but I'm going to say get your boating in early, because after a while you'll see that these winds will increase before 2 o'clock this afternoon. They should begin to increase, and into the afternoon hours they'll increase 15 to 20 knots rather quickly. The seas will build once that occurs, and so please exercise caution. Go do your fishing, but get back in before mid-afternoon. Low tides occurring at 6 this morning, high at 11:56 today, and low tonight at 6:25 p.m. It's not a good day to go fishing off the rocks if you're going to do it in the evening. Want to do some fishing off the rocks and you're one of those who go in the morning, you can get your fishing done this morning, and by 1 o'clock you'll have to be off the shore, as you'll have the tides going down. Let's look at your weather today, brought to you by our partners at Sky Bahamas Limited. When I fly, I fly.